Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Michelle Stewart. Here are the stories that we are following today, July 11th, 2013. In international news, George Zimmerman's trial. Defense rests case, Zimmerman won't testify. Canada's train blast, engineer blamed for crash. U.S. reprisal over trade dispute negotiation, says Antigua Barbuda official. Details on these headlines and more when we return. Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Michelle Stewart. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. The defense has rested its case in George Zimmerman's second-degree murder trial, with the former neighborhood watch volunteer declining to take the stand. Zimmerman's defense team called 18 witnesses in less than a week. Prosecutors plan to call rebuttal witnesses before the trial would be most likely to move on to the closing arguments phase. The jury will begin deliberations on Friday afternoon, Judge Deborah Nelson said. Despite not taking the stand, jurors have been shown repeated video recordings of Zimmerman telling police investigators his side of why he shot and killed 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. During the 4 days they presented their case, defense attorneys called Zimmerman's friends, parents, and uncle to testify, saying it was Zimmerman screaming for help on a 911 call that captured sounds of the fatal fight. Trayvon's mother and brother had testified for the prosecution that it was in fact Trayvon yelling for help. Convincing the jury of who was screaming for help on the 911 tape has been the primary goal of prosecutors and the defense because it would help jurors evaluate Zimmerman's self-defense claim. Zimmerman's father, Robert Zimmerman Sr., was the last witness called by defense on Wednesday, and he said it was his son, in fact, that was yelling for help on the call. Zimmerman had pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder and said he had shot an unarmed Trayvon in self-defense during a scuffle in the complex where he lived in February 2012. The 44-day delay in Zimmerman's arrest led to protests around the nation, with some civil rights activists arguing the delay was influenced by Trayvon's race. Trayvon was black and Zimmerman identifies himself as Hispanic. Prosecutors contended that Zimmerman was profiling Trayvon and perceived the teen as someone suspicious in the neighborhood, which has been the site of a series of break-ins. 50 people have now been confirmed dead or presumed dead after a runaway freight train derailed and exploded in Canada. 20 bodies have already been found, and officials are telling the families of 30 other people missing that all are believed to have been killed. A railway boss has claimed an employee for failing to set the brakes properly. Edward Burkhardt, chief executive of Rail World, made his comments during his first visit to Quebec, town of La Magnetic. Mr. Quebec Hardat said when the police arrived and was escorted, he was heckled by angry residents who said a train engineer had been suspended without pay. The boss further said, "I think he did something wrong. It's hard to explain why someone didn't do something. We think he applied some handbrakes, but the question is, did he apply them enough?" He said he applied 11 handbrakes, We think that's not true. Initially, we believed him, but now we don't. Mr. Bernhard does not suspect sabotage was involved. An area of lag magnetic was flattened in the inferno caused by the crash as a wall of fire tore through homes and businesses. Some parts of the devastated scene had been too hot and dangerous to enter to try and find bodies even days after the disaster. The blaze forced about 2,000 residents to flee their homes into the town, which has a population of about 6,000 residents. Most residents stayed, returning on Tuesday. The train, operated by Montreal, Maine and Atlantic Railway and carrying crude oil, had been stopped for a crew change in the nearby town of Nantes when it broke loose and hurled downhill without a conductor towards Lag Magnetic. It is said to have traveled for nearly 7 miles before derailing at a curve in the track at 63 miles per hour, and several wagons exploded. Investigators are looking closely at a fire that happened on the train less than an hour before it became loose while stationary in Nantes. The train's engine was shut down, standard operating procedure, but one might have disabled the brakes. Police said a range of possibilities remain under investigation, including criminal negligence. Some officials have raised the possibility that the train may have been tampered with before the crash. The people of Antigua and Barbuda need not fear retaliation from the United States as negotiations in the decade-long World Trade Organization (WTO) trade dispute ramped up. This is according to Dr. McChesney Emmanuel, chairman of the nation's WTO Strategic Committee. The entity formed last fall to spearhead Antigua and Barbuda's effort to bring the trade dispute to an equitable conclusion. This trade dispute does not have anything to do with our relationship with the United States, but instead being tarnished or impacted in any way, Emmanuel said on local radio on Monday. Emmanuel, who is also chairman of the Antigua and Barbuda Investment Authority, ABIA, added, "We are very close to the United States. We still have an excellent relationship with the U.S. This is a trade dispute. It is normal and they occur." The WTO routinely views international trade dispute since its inception in 1995. Members have initiated over 400 trade disputes, with 90% of responding countries having complied with the body's rulings. However, in Antigua and Barbuda's cases, the WTO concluded the U.S. was in violation of WTO rulings and recommendations, remaining so despite the organization having ruled in the Twin Island nation's favor on 2 separate occasions. An industry was destroyed, people's lives were displaced, disrupted and damaged by the U.S. actions. It caused great harm to the economy, Emmanuel further noted. In 1998, the U.S. breached its commitments to WTO members by enacting laws that prevented foreign-based gambling and better services for those offering service to its citizens. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Stop the music! It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now, GrecoAuto.com.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with 0 out of pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with zero out of pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.